The Lord has appeared of old to me, saying, I have loved you with an everlasting love. Therefore, with loving kindness I have drawn you. What is it that changes our heart? As we behold the loving kindness of the Lord, there's something in our primal natures that God created us with, the original plan that Adam had, that we're drawn to that, something inside God's Spirit, and it reciprocates, and it says, this is really what's missing. I've got self on the throne. I'm never going to be satisfied until God's on the throne. And when we see the love of God, there's something that resonates deep within, and we say, that's the only thing that's ever going to satisfy. As long as you've got yourself on the throne, you're never going to be happy. John 15, verse 13, greater love has no man than this, that he would lay down his life for his friends. When we see the love of Jesus, that he would lay down his life for us, that we might live, it breaks our hearts and it changes us. 1 John 3, verse 1, we're changed by beholding. Behold what manner of love the Father has bestowed on us, that we should be called children of God. As we behold his love, it touches our hearts and it does something within us. You've heard me tell the story before about Henry Stanley. He's an interesting study in history all by himself. We survived the Civil War and ended up becoming a reporter, went to Africa, was sort of given the mandate of seeing if David Livingstone was still alive, looking all over a continent for this man. Finally, he finds Livingstone out there by Lake Victoria. He was a cynic when he began the trip, but he knew Livingstone was a missionary. And he was wondering what motivated him to do what he was doing. Listen to what Stanley writes. I went to Africa as prejudiced as the biggest atheist in London. But there came a time for me, a long time for reflection. I saw this solitary old man there and asked myself, how on earth does he stop here? Is he cracked or what? What is it that inspires him? For months after we met, I found myself wondering at the old man carrying out all that was said in the Bible. Leave all things and follow me. Little by little. How do we get the new heart? It doesn't necessarily happen on the road to Damascus. Little by little, his sympathy for others became contagious. My sympathy was aroused, seeing his piety, his gentleness, his zeal, his earnestness, and how he went about his business. I was converted by him, although he did not try to do it. Through association, by beholding, by spending time with Livingstone, Stanley was converted. That same principle works with us as we spend time with Jesus. We behold him, we look at him, and ultimately we have the right motives. We're transformed into his image. We are changed by beholding until pretty soon we love him because he first loved us. And then we can have that experience that Paul talks about. Galatians chapter 2, verse 19. For I, through the law, died to the law that I might live to God. I have been crucified with Christ. It is no longer I who lives, but Christ lives in me. You can't have both. Can't have I on the throne. And the life which I now live in the flesh, I live by faith in the Son of God, who loved me and gave himself for me. I pray that I can have the experience John the Baptist had when they came to him and they said, aren't you jealous? Jesus' ministry is growing and your ministry is shrinking. And John the Baptist said, he must increase, I must decrease. You know, that's something every one of us could probably say. That's the key to conversion. Within our hearts, within our motives, he increases, I decrease. It's not going to happen without the choice on your part to cling to Jesus, that you might absorb him. Set him before you. If Christ is lifted up, we'll be drawn. By beholding him, we're transformed. If you're not reading your Bible and beholding him, if you're not trying to hang out with others who love Christ, if you're not spending time in worship and seeking him, you won't have that new heart and those right motives. You can go through the actions of pretending to be a Christian and doing it for selfish motives, but if you really want the heart changed, you've got to get a hold of Jesus and squeeze him until he becomes one with you. And it's no longer you that live, but Christ is living his life out of you. Christianity is contagious. I wish we could start an epidemic. Wouldn't that be nice?
Stay tuned. Pastor Doug will be right back with this week's special free offer.
We all come factory equipped with an element of conscience. Guilt is a good thing if you're guilty. Would you like a really clear conscience, or would you like to just think you've got a clear conscience? Are there people who are guilty that think they've got a clear conscience?
Thank you for joining us for this broadcast. If you've missed any of our Amazing Facts programs, visit our website at amazingfacts.org. There you'll find an archive of all our television and radio programs, including Amazing Facts Presents, Central Study Hour, Everlasting Gospel, Bible Answers Live, and Wonders in the Word. You'll also find a storehouse of biblical resources geared towards answering some of your most difficult questions. And our online Bible school is just a click away. One location, so many possibilities. AmazingFacts.org.
Is it possible to see into the future? What's in store for planet Earth? Crime, war, and natural disasters appear to intensify every day. Do they herald an approaching cataclysmic event? Discover secrets in the Bible that will change your life forever. Call now and order your copy of the most amazing Bible prophecies today.
Friends, you've often heard it said that if a person is motivated enough, they can accomplish just about anything. But the word motive takes on a different meaning when you think about a person's sincerity, the intent of their heart. We become so cynical today when someone does a good deed, we begin to question their true motives. God is also interested in our motives. Our hearts must be pure and our actions sincere. There are many things that can interfere with our motives, such as our pride, desire for gain, fear, envy, that can affect us. We'd like to offer you a wonderful little pocketbook entitled Tips for Resisting Temptation. This book is going to give you some practical guidelines on how to keep your mind and your motives pure. Call our toll-free number and ask for number 708, or if you prefer, simply write us at Amazing Facts, offer number 708, P.O. Box 1058, Roseville, California, 95678. Well, once again, our time is up for this edition of Amazing Facts Presents. We'd love to hear from you. Contact us on our internet website. And remember, Jesus is the truth that will set you free.
This is your last chance to take advantage of this week's special free offer. There is no cost or obligation. Just call the toll-free number on your screen and be sure to note the offer number when you make your request.